Odds enhancers. Our job as traders is to make money. But not only that, to make money consistently with a high degree of probability. With each trade setup, we're going to go through a set of criteria that assesses the quality of that given trade setup or trade opportunity. Think about when you go to the store looking to buy a watermelon. It's a nice summer day and you'd like some watermelon. Do you just buy whatever watermelon you first see when you walk into the store? Or do you go through a set of criteria to assess the probability of that watermelon being a good tasting watermelon or not? What's the first thing you might do? Well, you might look at the shape of the watermelon. Is it at least round? You might look at the color of the watermelon. The greener it is, probably the better it is, right? You might tap the side of it to see how the watermelon sounds. Does it sound good? Does it sound like it would taste good? Once you go through all of this, you're going to decide which watermelon you want to buy. Which watermelon has a high probability that on the inside it tastes really good. So the odds enhancers are simply a scoring system to objectively measure the quality of a trade setup based on supply and demand. We know that supply and demand drives price. And so to be able to qualify whether a trade setup has a large imbalance between supply and demand or has a large amount of unfilled orders sitting at that zone, that's going to be critical. For our watermelon, the odds enhancers we observed were the shape, the color, and how it sounds. For our trading setups, we're going to be looking at zone structure, curve location, and some key conditions. These are going to be the odds enhancers that we'll be observing for our trade setups. The more odds enhancers that we use, the more probability we're going to have on our side, or the more odds we're going to have stacked in our favor. Not only that, the better understanding we're going to have of that trade setup. Think about the watermelon. If you only look at the shape of the watermelon, you will have some understanding of how good it's going to taste, but you'll have an even better understanding if you also look at the color. And an even better understanding if you listen to how it sounds as you tap the side of it. The same's going to go with our trade setups. We're looking for where is that large stack of unfilled orders. And so by looking at one odds enhancer, the zone structure, for example, this is going to give us an idea of the condition of unfilled orders sitting behind this zone. Now, also adding on top of that curve location and also a few other key conditions, these are all going to give us a better understanding of what's going on with this trade setup and if we want to engage the markets at this trade setup. You're going to decide on a minimum score you're willing to accept to enter a trade based on your level of risk aversion, your purpose for trading, and maybe even your personality. Just remember that the higher the score, the better the opportunity. The lower the score, the poorer the opportunity. It's our job to make money in the markets and to make money consistently with a high degree of probability. So we're really going to want to go for those high scoring odds enhancer opportunities. If you know what you're looking for, price charts contain all the information that we need. We're going to be looking for a specific pattern or a specific formation on the chart that represents supply and demand, or a large imbalance between supply and demand. That's what's going to give us a significant advantage or edge in the markets. So to measure just how significant that advantage is, we're going to use the odds enhancers. Thinking about all the potential influences on your decision to buy or sell, such as news, media, TV, newspapers, all these things that don't really drive price. It's huge for us that the odds enhancers give us an objective way to measure the quality of a zone, weeding out all of that noise For this reason, the odds enhancers are going to help us mechanically plan our trades. Moreover, they'll help us to act consistently in the marketplace, which is critical to achieve and maintain consistent results.